I am a great magician. Your clothes are red!
Wow! Please, do it again!
Greetings! Hey everybody, it's Deluxikoff on a Saturday. Very exciting Saturday sports-wise. We got all the UFC and NFL stuff if you got the jock mentality like I do. Anyway, we're not dealing with that. Right now we're dealing with Crypt Gift, which is a cute little moniker. I came up with this little nasty 75 that I threw together on a whim, and it really won a lot. So hopefully it keeps doing that today. This is nothing new to the Pauper universe in regards to the combo, which what we see here in Nightsky Mimic, Nip don't even ask me to say this, Gwyllion, Edge of Divinity, and Beckon Apparition. You're going to ask why no on make. Just think it's a little too slow and it's a little bit too much, too on the nose for... I just don't see many targets for it. I see 3 mana as kind of a time walk in this format, and if maybe against Tron or something like that, but so technically we already have a pretty good game against it. So you're looking at, we got 20 basic lands here, 2 Bojuka Bogs. That with the Beckon Apparition kind of negates our sideboard for any sort of graveyard hate. We've got spot removal here, mass removal here. So far it's been enough. I'm sure if I went into a tournament I might move this to 3 and fit in one of my fey macabras, or whatever you want to say. A little fighting Shiraz, 2 co-pilots in the house. Thank you, my friends. So our removal package is Defile, Chainer's Edict, and Crypt Rats. So I feel so bad. I've had a note here to write down, and I forgot to. There's a cool guy on Pure MTGO that I shared a list on, had a really cool take on land destruction. And something I hadn't thought of before was Gift of Orzhova with Crypt Rats. Now, I've used the 3 times cheaper one in lifelink, or the black lifelink vampiric link, but you know your rats still die. What's cool about this is it grants that bonus, and so you can wipe for 1 and your Crypt Rat can do like 5 damage even with a Edge of Divinity on it. How so? Well, you attack for 3 at the end of your first turn, you trip for 1, and then at the end of their turn you trip for 1, and you end up gaining a lot of life. Depending on how many creatures are out there, you're able to do that quite a bit. So with this and this, it really makes this kind of a Crypt Rat deck with the advantage of a quick start, and this on this is a excuse me, a 4/4 lifelink. And anytime these go down and stuff like this, you can start getting 7/7s on turn 2. It's a lot of fun. This looks very basic. I'm not going to lie. I just needed 4 of kind of all culprits here. We've got Sign in Blood for the draw. We've got Unearth for kind of draw, but you'll notice a lot of things die here. And probably the best play here is running 4 Unearths allows us to run 4 Crypt Rats ab nauseum, where we can just, here it is against, untapped mountain, zap, okay, boom, now we're going to bring it back with Unearth, trip it for 2 or worse, and keep moving. Our sideboard, we got 4 Distress. I'm really favoring this in mono black builds over Duress, because the probability of you looking naked or dead, maybe you just see a creature or something, you can still grab something. Plus the card art kind of looks like me. We've got 4 Choking Sands, 2 Tendrils, 2 Okiba, and 3 Oona's Gatewarden. Just for a lot of times I really like to buy the weather damage here, really buys some time against decks like Stompy and stuff. So with that being said, we're just going to jump on in here and see if we can show off this deck, because it's a lot of fun. It's kind of a new take on mono black. And if you like mono black but you're tired of the same old dudes, then here we go. Problem is, it's about 50-50 against mono black so far. So hey, there we are. Alrighty, hey, right, ruled by bad draws as our opponent. Maybe they're not ruled by as many as we are. So we've got the typical cool play here, in that we've got like a 7/7 on turn 2. It's just in this metagame, stuff like that doesn't really happen all that often as far as with the removal package. We're going to keep this, and these are the kind of hands, depending, if we see a forest, that's pretty cool. Ooh, we got the new artwork coming down. Don't forget the new set is out, so we've got the new arts to look at. You know what? This look better in print than in digital. At least the forest does anyway. I think I don't know, maybe that one will grow on me. They are pretty. Sam Burley. Ooh, look at this. Quick start on mana. Glad we're not playing land destruction. That would be our lot in life. There's what I kind of really want here. Believe it or not, Nightsky Mimic's awesome with Edge of Divinity, but the party's over really fast. Whereas with the hag here, I always think of her as a witch, but she's a hag. She's a 4/4 with lifelink, and those are stats that, you know, heroic or even hexproof, stuff like that, I would really like. I've got so many commercials if you follow us on Facebook, you'll see little blips of art showing up here and there. There's a lot of stuff coming down the pipe. We've got a beer commercial. We've got a personal body spray commercial. We've got, a soda commercial. There's all these things. It's just, I've only got so many hours in the day, and a lot of them are very graphic intensive, and I'm not the fastest graphics person, so I'm just taking it slow and steady. And plus, I need a lot more voices too, so. All right. Well, I could go crazy here, but I'm just going to wait till next turn to really go off on this. We could have double edged there and probably come over for like 8 lifelink, but it would have just been chump block, so I'm just going to leave it to that. This way, if they tap out, we can at least get rid of one of their things. It'll probably be the Oracle, and drop Divinity, and then have some fun. So good to see a little fight in the house. Finally looking forward to buying a commuter, which will put me back in business. Nice. Yeah, the software I love to use on this platform is, as everybody knows, is Game Shell, and they've completely gone out of print. They actually, at the beginning of the year, they sent out a thing saying, you're free to use it for as long as you got your computer, but we no longer support this. So it's like the next big update or something. It's like, ooh, I'm going to have to get my learn on or quit doing the show. I don't know. Now, how good is Crypt Rats here, right? All right, well, I think we save this for later, and we bank on this happening sooner than that. So I'm going to throw this on Hag. We've got kind of free reign here. We're going up, it looks like, against land destruction. They already showed us a Monvuli Acid Moss. Sounds like something a vampire would be fond of saying. Monvuli. All right, yeah, let's do that. So now we'll see this turn into a big old fat 4/4. We've already got a flyer. Now this could be like a 7/7 if we want it to be. I'm just not sure if we want it to be here. I don't think I got to wait on the Bog here. We do want to play the Bog, but let's just gain some life. Most decks are after our life, so let's do that. It kind of sucks because we're going to have to trip that. We could save that for a rat and get real greedy. I'm not going to. We're just going to attack here. 4/11, that's not too bad for a black deck, right? Go, Pauperganda, says Nansimo. Yeah, yeah. The Niners won last week, so I'm happy. It looks like they're going to hopefully hope they don't overlook the Packers coming up. But looks like they got a pretty clean path into the Super Bowl, so I'm feeling like a genius because I picked them like this first week of the season. One of the only seasons I've ever got right calling like opponents and all that. So, all right, well, this kind of blows. We're going to go like this just so we've got extra fodder for you-know-who. I'm sure one of our swamps is going to go away. Might keep us off rat technology for a while here. I believe they played that one. I'm too busy talking and not focusing. No, we don't care. It's all about casual fun, good times. Boy, they really went all in on the lands there. I wonder, those are probably a little pricey early on. If you like these lands, if history is any guide, I would suggest waiting about 3 or 4 weeks. You could probably get them on the cheap because they'll be flooded from all the drafts. But early and in like 5 months, I think they're going to be pretty pricey. Okay, Market Festival shows up. I don't think I've seen this card in play before. Chant land whenever it's tapped for mana. Add 2 mana any combination. Ooh, we got some big old ramp coming our way. Well, this is good news because pretty sure a Crusher's headed our way. So, even though it'll cost us the Mimic, I'm pretty sure I'm going to wipe the board. And leaving just the, maybe the Grazer. We'll see. Really kind of want to see an Unearth here. Chainer's Edict's going to feel really good against what I think is probably a Crusher deck. I'm not quite sure. Let's see. Ooh, that feels good. Yeah. Let's just play it and attack. That way we can do a lot more next turn. Hopefully we draw something like a Beckon Apparition or even another Edge of Divinity. Pretty cool. The Divinity's patronage confers both wicked grace and graceful wickedness. Very nice. Pauperganda. Alright, I was really hoping for the grazer there, but what you gonna do? Let's see, they're waiting for a big old fatty. Oh. A sloth. A sloth and magic with tiger stripes. I like using Monvoli Acid Moss in a lot of land destruction spells. That's no mystery there, but what's neat is if you mid to late game, if you do need Threshold or something in your graveyard, you can always nix your own dude and then get 3 cards. Like if you hit it with the Festival Forest right there, well now he'd have 4 cards going into the graveyard, the Moss, the Forest, and then the 2 enchantments. So it's a play a lot of people don't see. It's pretty cool. I think they're just kind of stuck waiting for you know who to show up. I think it's Olmog. Maybe they've got it. It's nice to see blue in there. Pretty cool. We're getting a look at the new cards. I'm not playing with any. I was thinking of running the enchantment removal black edict effect, but I'd just rather have Chainer's Edict. One thing I'm definitely not is a new card smell guy. Okay, that was strange. With 8 mana up, I really thought we were going to see the man show up, meaning Olmog's Crusher. Woo! So yeah, Cowboy and Conor McGregor makes his comeback tonight. I'm real excited about that. I've never before been in this position where I'm a big UFC fight fan. I don't know who I want to win. It's just crazy. I want both Cowboy and Conor to win. I like them both. I don't know who's. I'll go with all the pundits out there. I think if it goes early, it's Conor. If it goes past the second round, it's Cowboy. Talk about fire and ice. All right, so if I attack with everything, he doesn't really need this. Maybe I just kill that to prompt him to do that. I'm not sure here. Let's get this out of the way so I can at least just all attack. Defile's usually a lot better, but as you see, we're down a swamp or 2. Otherwise, I could have hit that grazer. But actually, might have stuck with the plan here because it looks like the grazer might go down anyway. Crypt Rats not doing too much here, but it's nice to give them the gift of wings and flight. All right. So all this time of just kind of nibbling, we're getting really healthy life totals here. Not going to matter if a Crusher shows up, though. Oh, Acid Moss is gone. Let me kill that. Last weekend of my oldest being home for the holidays. He's heading back this weekend, so this room will be a lot cleaner. Not that this little backdrop behind me is hiding many horrors from your eyes of teenage dirty rooms. It smells pretty bad in here too, so I've had a candle going since about 6 a.m. I kicked him out. I was like, I go sleep in my bed. All right, we're kind of drawing pretty blah here. Let's see what they drew. They've got some exponential mana crises going on with the Satyr. We've been over this. I know like 4 shows probably about how to say that. Satyr. Satyr. What a fight. Can you hooked on phonics me the link there of how I should say it? You always speak Deluxeanese or whatever you want to call it. Good times. Woo! Yeah, and I got Monday off for the first time in forever. Last job I had, we never got off MLK Day, so it's nice to have that off. A lot more deserving than most other holidays we have here in the States. Oh God, Sean, my youngest, is starting to develop the funk. Oh yeah. Well, just an open window does wonders. It's really ridiculous. It's like, dude, all you gotta do is crack a window here. It's like anybody's gonna have the funk after that much time. Well, let's see. I could do that and cut off all of this and get them in a top deck mode. Our mana's not going to be doing too much there. You know what? If I attack here and he blocks, I guess we could wait. Let's just wait and see what he does. We'll attack with both. Next out, Beckon Apparition is a neat combat trick. Both the token it makes to block, kill Fae, stuff like that, and also the other cool ability in that we can make a 4/4 out of the blue with the Nightsky Mimic. This is like the unsung hero of the deck. At first I was like, oh, look at me, you know, playing Blightning colors. What I mean by that is black and white. Oh, I got to get, but you know, lifelink for 1/1 and 4/4 on turn 2. It's pretty nice, nasty, and then it's really keeping our life total in the elf range here. So, all right. Here we go with this. Okay, well, he's got that dude. That kind of sucks. I think the plan, I'm just going to keep going here because if I can make that Mimic fly, it's going to go a lot further than... okay, well, that's a 4/4 now. He's not picking on our lands anymore, which is curious. All right. Anybody hiding in the chat, please chime in. Otherwise, I don't know you're there. It's as simple as that. Well... keep this race even because we've got 4. Don't want to be inviting damage here. There we are. Oh, it's Saturn without the N. All right, Saturn. That okay. All righty. I Saturn over there. No. Thank you for that, my friend. We got like 0 lag today. I was noticing on the stream when I fire it up, you know, that's why if you always wonder like why do I have these little calling cards at the top of the show, like, you know, today it was drink delicious Pauperganda and stuff. It's just being a one-man show, I've got to make sure the feed's working, and so I put that up there. Once I see the feed, boom, okay, now I start the show and make sure there's no ghosts in the machine and stuff. But what's cool is like I was doing it today, I was just like bink, and I was like boom, I was like whoa, does that make sense? Bink, boom, whoa. That's how it went down. Like chicken satay. Man of the world. All right, 13 to 52. We're feeling pretty good. Black usually doesn't get this much, and that's another reason I'm not running like Gary or something like that. We do have quite a bit in the department of, what would you call it? The devotion? Right now, probably going to get a little bit of a concession here. Oh my gosh, yeah, I went down a rabbit hole on YouTube. The podcast I've been really into lately is the Adam Carolla podcast, and oh my gosh, they have this. There was this guy in California here called Huell Hauser, and just this gigantic baby of a man in all the nicest ways, just the biggest sweetheart, and but he had the weirdest way of turning a phrase, and he had this public access show, and it's just this cringiest, weirdest, you know, he'll be like, so you're attacking, huh? Wow, what's that like? You know, just comments like that where you're like, what are you supposed to say to that? You know, it's just these very, it's like being interviewed by a 4-year-old, but, you know, he's like got a gigantic frame and stuff. So anyway, long story short, they go on and on about this little MO about making him some horrible killer and all. It's just the funniest stuff. So, but I started watching the real feed of his stuff, and I'm getting all these texts from my friends just talking about it. We're always after the next private joke. I haven't laughed that hard since probably when I first found the Winnebago Man. So, hey, Cash Override, sorry I'm late to the chat. What do you think of the new Gary art? Oh, I love it. Love it, love it. It's so superior. Yeah. I like that mask style. In fact, I think if I ever get around to it, if I get some time off here in the future, I might actually do a stream. I've been watching Clug Alter's altar work, and I'm always dissing streams and like, oh, I don't really like to watch people play for more than just a few minutes. I don't know how y'all do it and watch me, but what I do like is watching artists do their thing. And I was watching that Clug Altars guy do his thing for like, gosh, I don't know. It was a long time. I was at work, I had it on in the background, but so it got me thinking. I make a lot of masks as my little art hobby on the side, so maybe late summer or something, I'll actually try to do a show where I make one of those on the feed, and there's actually no magic to be had. So we'll see. Not quite sure. Oops. Boy, did I punt there. We had the win. If you didn't see it, I should have played this. That would have made that a 4/4 hit for 5. Oh, no. We would have hit. Oh, yeah, and then we would have been able to do the rest. So just put this out here and feel like a fool. Another one of these decks. You want to play stuff first before Double preordains as Delirium. Punt. Here's to the first punt. It's a good spot to be, though. Watch, he gets rid of all of our land and somehow negates the punt. Or I want to negate the punt. Let's see if we can get to game 2 and make it not matter. All right, this was Simic LD. Very cool to see the new art and some new stuff. Yeah, I'm pretty shameless little fight. I think, especially because of the temporal spring, he knows what's in our hands. So, barring some sort of a mass creature play here, we get a swamp. We got it. We got all kinds of time. So, slept with the window a little cracked last night. Nose is a bit stuffy today. Not getting sick, just that camping nose. I don't know what else you'd call it. Well, I could nix the whole team here and throw that back. I'm real tempted to do that. You know what? I think I'm going to do it. I don't want him to have... we're going to lose our whole team, but I don't want him to start going on a buyback kick. So I'm going to do it. Done. We've got a lot of Unearths. Got a lot of everythings. Now, Capsize is gone. He's got so much mana there. I don't want to just be marooned with no lands. It's a 2 life. We could sign in blood. We could do a lot of stuff. 1 punt covered by another, at least on our opponent's side. I would have gone after our land there. Well, no. He was kind of forced to, right? 2 life. I'm looking at our healthy life total, supplementing that. All right. We'll play this. And then we'll drop the bog and hope we can run home with it. Just in case he's got some sort of a graveyard technology. Man, I down that coffee fast. Our first break today, we've got the Carl Weathers training montage, which is a little bit long. I might cut into it early if I'm back from my coffee break early, but that's usually when I want to get all refilled and stuff. We won't be doing it too soon here. Probably play about 2 games and then take our first break. There it is. Boy, this could go south fast. Oh, I was going to say if he doesn't have another creature. Come on, Sign in Blood. I love Sign in Blood victories. Well, that'll help. We'll play that, pass the turn. If he's got land destruction, that'll really suck if it's after the fact. This way we'll lose the Hag and the Bog. And then trip for 2 and hopefully win. It ain't over, though, with the small number of resources we have. If he's got land destruction here, this could be an incredibly painful turn. I actually like, especially when I'm playing, just tournament practice and stuff, when I do a little punt like that and it ends up costing me the game like 8 turns later. We've all been there. Didn't that time, but I easily could have. Note to self. All right. So we got him pegged on that. That's cool. Distress will help us out there. Choking Sands is a definite here. This isn't that great against Tron, a really good player mid to late game, but the point is we're not trying to let him get there, so we're just going to smash. We've seen enough stuff here. I really like keeping rats in against so much things. We haven't, not too much is dying though, so I think I'll lose 2 Unearths. Maybe I'm actually going to lean a little less on Defile here because we got Crypt Rats to kind of sweep up everything. Okiba's interesting. Got the edge. We didn't really see any graveyard hate in the Beckon Apparition, so I think we can get rid of these. I'm going to bring in a... take in 2 Okibas and 2 Distress, and I think that'll be good. Not too worried about the life totals here. This is going to sweep up everything. Channer's will grab the rest. We've got 2 of these for the outskirts. Might even want to get rid of these all together and go with Distress, but we'll go like this and see what's up. Hey, his name says it all. Ruled by bad draws. All right, let's see what we can do here. Good hand. And there it is again. 4/4 right out of the gates. We can bring it back. We can kill stuff. Feeling good. I love this little deck. It's it's funny. I was going to show you guys an old classic from one of the very first shows we ever had. And it was an Esper build that used the Stormblade. If you can bring that up, one of my co-hosts, I'd appreciate it. I think it's Esper Stormblade. And this splash blue for preordain and 4 of those. And a little bit of sideboard help. We'll keep this. There it is. But it's just a really good talk about that Blightning logic where it's like, oh, it's white, blue, and black. Well, it can just be black and blue deck with that. Or like this, you can make this a mono white deck. You don't have to play black and white. This is a mono black deck running a bunch of white hybrid cards. So we get the advantage of both. And we like seeing that. All right, let's do this. Yeah, 4/4 lifelink. That's a really, really fast lifelinker. Sure, there's first strikers and stuff after turn 3 or 4 and other decks like Hexproof and Heroic that can attain better stats eventually. But with the removal package Black has and then the evasion that the gift gives you, I'd be tempted, like if I still played tournaments here, this is one I wouldn't have felt too bad about going 3/2 or better with. It has removal. It's got permanent issues with, like, you know, being able to deal with the graveyard. It gains life. It's got evasion. It's got a sweeper. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, there definitely isn't anything new as far as let's see if he's got a counter for this. I mean, when a set's printed that close together and this combo is just in everybody's face right when it, you know, is printed, exact same expansion and everything, it's not like it's some hidden, oh, I've never seen that before. Now, if you're new to Pauper, or, you know, you got into Magic in the last few years, that might be new to you, so you never know. But it's super powerful. But yeah, if you play any amount of time online, you're gonna see variations of this. I just feel like this is a pretty good version of it. Really streamlined and yuck. Well, we don't like that. That really blows. Now, do we go after the forest here, guys? I don't know. What do you guys say? Wait till it's enchanted or bust it now? I say we bust it now. Because that elf only untaps a forest. And I like this play too because it implies we've got another Choking Sand. So get ready. We got the Edict. No forest. Concession? Darn it. Well, the Arbor Elf still does nothing here. And I don't think I want to use that Edict unless I have to. I really want to wait for a Crusher after I Crypt Rat sweep. We shall see. We'll go like this and play here. So he knows we have that. I could throw Gift on there. I'm actually going to cycle. Just see if we can... Alright, that's fine. Not really going to be losing many creatures. They might be going on the top of our library, but it just feels a little, I don't know, like you're stumbling a little bit creatively when you throw a Gift of Orzhova on the hag there, because it already has lifelink, so you're paying 3 to give it like 1/1 and flying. Doesn't feel that great. We'll see. I know there's an island in their hand. That's fine. I don't mind this play at all. Has he got another elf? Let us see. Oh, all right. Well, I guess attacking has ended. Glad we cycled that. 1 card up. Hey, there we go. Oh, this will help. Throw this on here. Now then. I still say we wait on this. Make it a 5/5. That's a 3-turn clock unless he has an answer. I don't know. What do you guys say? Do we give the hag a gift? We attack here and he blocks. It's always fun to put that on a Crypt Rat, though. If we draw one here, we're only going to be able to get rid of the elf there. But 2, 4. If we enchant something next, we could be in a bit of trouble here. Actually, I don't want to do it because I want to encourage a block here. Yeah, I agree with you. The more things he blocks with, the more powerful Chainer's Edict happens if we don't draw a Crypt Rat. See, we run 4 and you think, that's a lot of Crypt Rats, but it really isn't. We're not going to be able to flash back that Edict, so we really need Crypt Rats to show up. Next Unearth we get, we might save it for that same reason because we're going to be hurting on land, so if we can pay 1 for it with Unearth instead of 3, could be a huge difference. See what the whole deck comes back. And you might notice an absence of Gurmag Angler. I mean, not what this deck's trying to do. So many ways to deal with that card. It's just an organic way of making a mono black deck without all the usual suspects. And it wins quite a bit too. Well, we could completely nix the creature equation here. I'm going to try to do just that. I'm going to zap here. Got him on a 3-turn clock. If we do Chainer's Edict now, I'm not so bad with it because he's really far away from. If he had an enchant land or something, I think we would have seen those shenanigans happen. So we attack here. He's got to do something in 3 turns. He's still 2 lands away from. What's this? Okay. Well, now he's 12 turns away. Natural state. Wham! What do we have here? Acid Moss? Nope. The beast is coming over. All right. So now I'll gift it unless we draw something decent. Nope. I'll just throw this on here. And this will help keep us out of reach of that. Not the best scenario, but it's good. Can't block it. 5 turns is a heck of a lot better than all the others. Where are Sign in Blood? I didn't even take any of those out. We didn't see any game 1. We didn't see any this turn. Oh, well. Oh, and warning, if you're watching this and you're under the age of like 13 or so, there's going to be, we've got our horror gore galore because we're playing swamps, and I try to keep things a little thematic, but we have a trailer coming up in probably a half hour or so. It's all spoof, it's all funny, it's all fun and games, but there is a lot of graphic violence in it just to poke fun at the B-movie horror genre that Shiraz and I love so much. So parents, word of the wise, blah, blah, blah. This one of the few shows that might be, it's only like 30 seconds, but it is pretty graphic. All right. Well, we've got this. We're going to attack here. If I had it my way, I'd show that thing almost every time. That's still one of my very, very favorites. So yeah, I've been running out of it's been some, oh crap, look at this. Boom. Now we're on about a 10-turn clock with this dude. 9 actually. Oh, no, it's 10 because of the lifelink. Zip. All right. Who thought we'd get to 6 mana? I'm glad for our opponent. They're kind of coming back here. Let's see. We get a Unearth. We don't really have any of our masked dudes. The shapeshifters. It'd be so cool if shapeshifters worked as flag bearers. They don't. They're not changelings. I sure wish they were. That might be next level. Because Standard Bearer would really hurt this deck. It's just, you don't feel it in a style like this because of Defile, Chainer's Edict, and Crypt Rats. It's pretty easy to keep those guys off the board. All right, well, here's 7. I'm going to do it while we got it. It's very unlikely that we're going to be able to cast this in a few turns because we're probably going to get either capsized or something's going to die. So this will, at least if we top deck another Chainer's Edict, we'll be able to stop the bleeding. There's a very cool promo on ESPN that runs the Conor McGregor fight with Eminem's Guess Who's Back. You know, they got that cool little teasing chorus line that goes, yeah, 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 yeah. And it's, you know, him just doing all his antics and stuff. I was like, oh, I'm so jealous I didn't cut that. I was like, I could have cut it better. But I was just like, oh, that's awesome. All right, let's bring this out. A fight tonight. Yes, it is. I'm really kind of underwhelmed by the undercard. Usually Connor fights, they have just a slew of, you know, they make it a big event and stuff, but I guess his name's a big enough draw now. But ring rust and all, I don't know, man. The thing I'm worried about Cowboy is the last 2 fights he's lost, in quotes I say, because they were like medical stoppages, because the guy's tough as nails, but he had some orbital bone fracture, and his eye was just, you know, something out of like a Star Wars character movie. It was crazy big. So for his own safety, they stopped it. But I mean, guy just seems like he fights every Tuesday. Dude's just a machine. All right. Well, we've got this for kind of a free go at it. I'm going to take this out. Maybe this. Man, we've got a lot here. This isn't doing anything except stopping us from attacking. I'm going to do this. I just want to... If this is going to be a race, this is cool. Didn't expect to have this many lands. I think they probably cited out a lot of their removal. Oh, no, we saw Thermokarst in a spring. Dang it. All right. This is when we really want to see an Edge of Divinity. Get a nice fat 7/7 flyer and just end it in one turn. 2, 4, 5. He'd have to play capsize on our dude and lose it. Next turn they could maybe buy it back. We'll see. Beautiful lands. Ooh, look at this. Interesting. I'm just going to hardcast it. Oh. Pretty hard to punt with lands, isn't it? That way we can at least trade with Mulchambler. He doesn't have to sit back and worry forever. Nightsky Mimic can feel pretty weak, but that's why I really like having Beckon Apparition. I mean, we sided him out, but I've had games where casting it, making that flying, ends up like with a tripped Clark Can Shaman and that sort of thing. It's good times. Uh-oh. Something wicked this way is coming. Ah! It's the Crusher! Holy crap, that thing's big. And I'm getting a new phone, finally. You guys are all going to collectively laugh. I like the iPhone 6 so much that my wife looked into it, and I'm getting a brand new one. Not an iPhone 6, because I like that build and model so much. I don't like a lot of the new trips and bells and whistles and stuff. It's just my button that you go to your home screen it hasn't been working forever, and I've been working around it, and I've been wanting to do a lot of tabletop games and stream them, and that part of it's broken too, as far as the auto rotate thing. So there's hopefully we'll have some games with my youngest tabletop games here on Facebook. I've done it once or twice before, but all right, this got turned into a game where we're one multicolored spell away from making this do something. And we got plenty of lands to trip. Uh-oh. Oh my goodness. Well, what's better than one Crusher? 2. Here they come. Bam. Well, since we're running Defile, we're going to trip the Bog every time we've got an option there. And we'll just get Zung for 8. Looks like we might be going to a game 3 if I don't draw something of the multicolored persuasion now. Boop. Well, that helps. I think the odds are better on our side for this, hitting us. Wow. Thanks, deck. Well, 16. We're going to fold up shop here. Did not want to see 2 lands. I am playing 20, but that was pretty that was pretty crazy. Good for the stream, though. Glad we're going to a game 3. All right, begin sideboarding. I'm glad we brought in the sands just because we saw so many of the other trips. I don't think this is going to be that effective here. I'd rather be able to pull stuff out of their hand. Defile felt really good, though. Take out one of these, bring in one more Defile, and we'll submit here. Hopefully not submit. Sounds like we're giving up on something. So yeah, it's neat playing a deck that can turn Crypt Rats into 5 damage a turn. We're mulling that. Yikes, come on. We just said we had 20 lands, and this is how you repay us? It's almost like it thinks we're paying for this opportunity. Well, mulligan again. We will keep this. We'll throw this back, and we'll throw this back. We'll say done. And the benefit of losing is we get to go first. Woohoo! Out comes the hag. It's Crushing Defeat. That's a good name for it. If it was a newspaper, that'd be a cool little effect to be able to grab a screen grab and make it like those 1920 news, like when they spin at the thing and it's like Superman, a fraud, those big questions in bold print in the New York Times sort of look. All right. I'm going to assign him blood here. Let's get our side of the deck looking better. I'm going to attack here. I'm fine trading that. I didn't think so. I've played Arbor Elf builds. You protect those things as they die real quickly. Hey, X and Rouge in the house. All right, good to see you, my friend. Thanks for joining us on this Saturday. of rogue black propaganda. I call this Crypt Gift. Uses Crypt Rats and Gift of Orzhova and other enchantments to make Crypt Rats stay alive. Right. Here we go. Boy, that's right on cue, isn't it? Booyah! Teach you, sucker. I'll show you land destruction. Now we can go start grabbing his hand. Force comes out and they go wide. We've got Crypt Rats to mop up the damage. It's tough picking on these beautiful new art lands. You don't really want to do it. Let's go. Let's see what we get. If you play mono black, so superior to duress for a lot of reasons. All right, we're one draw away from that going down. Wow. So we've got Market Festival, don't have to worry about. Coiling Oracle, don't really have to worry about that yet. I don't really want that to happen. We've got enough lands here. We'll throw out the Temporal Spring there. I'll keep this open for what we're missing out on. And I'll still attack. Boy, they really like Natural State. Come on, Growth Chamber. Let's top deck. You know what? The Choking Sands. That'd be awesome. One basic and we're down to 2, though. There it is. All right, they're going to go the Thermalkar's plan. Interesting. Yep, that's cool. We'll get our lands back, hopefully. Nope, guess not. Well, at least we've got that. It'll hit maybe for a turn, depending if they've got an untapped land with a double Natural State in hand. But good news, reset our life total, set them back a little bit. Having lifelink with Sign and Blood feels pretty cool too. Oh, I don't think our hag is long for this world. Throw this back. Interesting play. All right. Well, that helps for now. This will go next turn, but it's all right. Cancel that. You know what? I think he might be more apt to block with this, and then we can kill that. So let's just attack here. If I kill it now, he probably won't block, is the point. I want these blocks to go down because I don't want these shenanigans to happen. Uh-oh. Oh, that's right. There's that, isn't there? Yeah, he does that. Plays it now. Fine by us. With the file here. And we'll kill one of these. Boop. Come on, Swamp. I want that Choking Sands to hit, baby. Calling Oracle shows up? Sure. All right. Boy, that Crypt Rat's getting real hungry. That'd be cool. Wonder why he's not attacking there. Very strange. Well, we really wanted to hit a land there, but he is playing land destruction after all, so let's see what we're going to grab now. Pulse will keep him alive. Natural State, Market Festival. I know, I got plenty of time here. I'm going to grab Marasa here. Leave him at that. And I'll attack. Oh, 4, yeah. I always think it's me when I'm streaming because between talking, chatting, and cutting the stuff, a lot of times I end up losing out. All right, Market Festival shows up. Now we got 2 targets. Yeah, with the board the way it is, I think that's a little more valuable. I don't know. This is a tough one because both the elves read untapped target forest, yet the only source of blue is in the growth chamber. So which one should I axe if I draw a swamp? What do you guys say? I'd probably say the growth chamber because we can wipe the board if all goes according to plan. If we don't draw any more lands, we're kind of screwed here. It's tournament practice, so we're trying to be as cutthroat as possible. It's just there's no stakes and there's no cheating anymore. Thank God. I'm getting old. All right. Well, Crypt Rats is a thing. What's the most probable thing? He's got a natural state, so Gift of Orzhova is not going to do too much there. If I drop the rats and then drop a swamp, we know one of the cards in his hand's a natural state. Blow them all up. Yeah, let me 2, 4, 6. I'm actually going to take out the growth chamber here. Get him off of blue. Make a decision a wee bit easier. Okay, we know all but one of the cards in his hand. Here comes over 2. I think this person could play a little bit more aggressively. Now I can just smash in with the Nip. Hey, that's cool. Wonder what they're hiding or what they're playing, right? Let's attack. I'll probably lose the Oracle here. Just gonna keep our... Okay. Now, do I drop rats? I'm gonna drop them. Now they should attack with everything. They probably think that that natural state tech is making us hold all of our cards. But it's actually only one card. Okay. Here we are. Ooh, this will be fun. So, yeah, let's make it. I guess we can make a muse it here. I'm going to go like this, just show you all how it works. But I guess, you know what? No, let's do this. Let's do this. We'll get rid of the option, play this, and then we've got the win next turn because of this. We're gaining life. We know this will happen. The rats will be able to, I'll be able to show you guys the coolness of the rat tech, and we get to look at our non-mysterious hand here. Ooh, boy. You know, they didn't need to give blue the best artwork, too. It's already like the best color. Ridiculous. I don't know what bugs me about this forest. I'm just not a big fan. All right. They didn't play land, so we know what's going down here. This is fine. Yeah, we got the win even without tripping rats, but I just want to show you all how this works. Well, I guess I can't really because they blew up our land. But if this was a 2-2, we would do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'd gain like 9 life by 1 activation of it. And the big caveat, the rat would live. So that's pretty cool. And as it sits now, we'll just, let's make this fly. Now let's make this fly. Sure. Go like this. Make this a 7-7. The rat will do another 2 damage in the air. Not a 7-7. The total amount? Yes. And in we go. Most improbable opponent in Simic. The land denial. I wouldn't really call it destruction. I guess Karst and Acid Moss and stuff would warrant that, but we'll see. Hopefully next turn I can trip that enough to make it matter. 1 activation. You know, it's going to suck. I'm going to activate this for 1, and you're still not going to see it because it's just going to be like game over and see the mass life gain that's possible. So, woohoo! All right. So that was kind of weird. Let's see if we can... I always like to create the game so I don't bum rush anybody. Enough people know I do Pauperganda on Saturday. So, and also, sometimes there's a bug. I don't know if you guys have seen it. You'll join some game, and if something happens, then you have to kind of quit out of Magic, and it's just a big pain. So, all right. We've got a pretty okay hand here. Not the greatest, not the worst, but we'll keep it. It's not worth pitching. So, looks like broccoli. Yeah, that forest sure does. That's for sure. I don't know. These are definitely my favorite swamps. I just like, because you can't really tell what the hell's going on. I guess that's kind of a Zendikon in the background. Actually, that's the first time I've really ever noticed that. It's like falling over. Ooh. Singleton, you say? I don't know about this week. I think we'll give Singleton a rest till next week, but definitely hit me up on the weekend. I will be playing a lot. Just really into this deck right now, and some of those Singleton games. We've already had a pretty long game in that first one, so I'll do a quick commercial break. Quick nothing. It's not going to be quick. Oh, there's going to be the Battle of the Enchantments. This will be interesting. This will be interesting. All right, let's see. Should I fear mutagenic growth or not? I say not. Let's get some life. Might mean the difference. Oh, nice. Man, I haven't drafted in so long. In fact, I called the local store here, trying to take my youngest out for a night of magic and drafting, and the 3 stores within driving distance were all just booked. It was great for magic. I was like, wow, that says a lot about the game. I was like, that's awesome, you know. But kind of sucked for our plans. I was thinking of using some of those Hauser skits inside of a magic card, just making them an avatar or something, but I think the joke is a little too long-winded, and you have to be really up on it, on the lore, to get it. So I think I got to save Unearth here. And we've got a flyer. Let's attack first. Try to play some correct tactics here, implying that we have some sort of trick. Nice thing about lifelink, boy, it keeps you in stuff that you normally wouldn't be. So we're going to gift that, and that way we can just make it about that Trailblazer outside of some protection from black shenanigans. So a list of stars doing magic games on YouTube now. Channels like Geek and Sundry. I think it's having a massive effect. Nice. Dungeons and Dragons, very nice. Yeah, I think that would be even funner to watch than Magic, actually. Defiant Strike. Come on, use the good artwork. Looks like a Saturday morning cartoon. What stars? Like, we're talking like... I know there's a football star that's really into Magic. And I've always joked around that Mr. T plays Magic, but that's unconfirmed by all the fools out there. This will be interesting. I haven't played Heroic with this list. It's pretty much like black enchantment versus white enchantment. Their protection versus my removal. We'll see. 3 coming in. All right. Well, let me do this now. He might zap it with... He's going to make a protection from black. Okay. So if he made a protection from white, he'd be in a tight spot, right? I'd have a permanent blocker. If he makes a protection from black, then I'm in real good shape. Because, well, look at it. So I'll probably trip this for 1, just because we can keep him. He's got to have the what do you call, Emerge Unscathed in hand, or Chamano's Blessing in hand to get anybody out. So now our what do you call, Chainer's Edict and stuff will be of massive benefit. Even here, it'll be fine. Super hot redhead from True Blood. Oh, werewolf guy. Oh, all right. Here we go. So we've got a lifelink dude out. I don't mind losing this guy at the end of turn. We're going to gain a lot of life here, folks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 life to be gained off of 1. And the coolest part is, I'm so glad this is working here. Done. Watch our life go up to 20. Well, Maybe it will hit us, so maybe it's 19. Don't quote me on that. What's so cool about this is the Crypt Rat lives. Such a brutal combo. Okay. We still gain a lot of life. And we'll do it next turn. 18. All right. Yeah, because there was one less. All right. No problem there. We don't even have to really do that. Let me sign in blood here since we're gaining lots of life. Edge of Divinity. Ooh, that'd be fun, huh? Throw that on there. Then make our Crypt Rat a 4/3 flyer with... you want to do it? That'd be pretty fun. I say we wait, though. I don't know. This is a... this would be fun. 1 on 2. Maybe we save it. Let's trip this now. Sure. And we go back up to 20 despite all of this damage. We do have lifelink. This will give us 3, but I want to get some critters out here. Or his lifelink, he could sit back and block. I think the Beckon Apparition is probably the better play here. Let me just let me save the EOT play for Beckon Apparition, or we can trip the Crypt Rat again. Now keep in mind, look at that. Look at the size of that Trailblazer, and we're at 22 life. So let's see a black deck do that. This early too. I mean, yeah, you throw in Corruption, Tendrils, late game Gary Engine, sure. This has a way of getting around that. Okay. This we don't worry too much about. I have the same birthday as Britney Spears, if memory serves. I sure wish it was somebody cooler. It's always fun ego ritual, right? Go look at your birthday online and see famous people. I know there was one really cool gothic character like Bram Stoker, or it might even been Vlad Tepes that I share a birthday with. I was like, that's fitting. Marilyn Monroe says, Litify, yeah. All the sunlight, and there's quite a few conspiracy theories about her, knowing about the whole JFK thing here, and that's why she was gone, and it's craziness. All right, so we're gonna back in here. Let's maybe lands could come back. I don't know. We'll see. We'll do this because we have an evasive flyer that we can enchant so it can live through Crypt Rats, and then we're good to go in case they do have Celestial Flare or something like that. So let's throw this on here. It might get nixed with a Chow Mano or something, but I mean, check this out, right? We've got some pretty good stuff going down here. We'll attack for 6. See if anything goes down or if everything lives. That'll be kind of nice, right? The Crypt Rat's doing some major duty. That's why we run 4 of them, and we run 4 of these because they get dealt with a lot. We don't want them to. So that'd be funny. I'm gonna play. Well, let me trip the rat here. So we'll gain a bunch of life, and then I'll play this dude, so that when I block before first strike, I can nix it again, and then I'll gain even more life. It ain't doing us any good there. Might as well just be a chump block here. Cristiano Ronaldo, very nice, very relevant over in your neck of the woods there. Do they even say soccer over there, Shiraz? It's always football everywhere else, right? I say football, people are like, hey, you talking about that oblong weird thing that rolls funny? Between that and metrics, man, we got to get our act together. Soccer. All right. So I was really happy that scenario happened because you were able to see the benefit of Crypt Rats that don't go away. It's like we're playing 8 of them between Unearth and those, and being able to get everything going up and running here. So What's good, what's bad? Well, we don't have to really worry about any graveyard shenanigans. This is a nice combat trick, but I'm looking to get rid of all of them. Probably one on Earth too. There's not too much. If something does go away, it's probably not going to our graveyard unless we're just chump blocking. So that frees up 5 spots immediately. Sign and Blood I like to keep in. Definitely want to keep these in here. But we're dealing with enchantments, probably Oblivion Rings, Journeys, and Chow Mano and stuff like that. I don't want to walk into a trap, so I'm going to bring in all of our distresses here. There's going to be quite a bit of shenanigans on the ground happening, so I don't think these will get in. This is a lot of mana to pay against a deck that has like 8 protection from your deck spells, so I'm not going to play that. Which leaves us with 1 open spot. Maybe I just bring back Unearth, block stuff, or I can cycle it. Gatewarden's interesting, but with all the first strike going on, I don't think it's warrants a spot there. There's not many flyers in their deck, so actually I think I'll leave 1 Beckon in there. Not that it's too relevant for the graveyard, but I do like it as a combat trick to turn on Nightsky Mimic and such, so we'll see. All right. Yeah, USA needs to get its collective act together that way, metrics and football. Or do what Spanish speakers say, at least back when I learned my archaic form of it, which is football americano. It's like, yeah, throw the American on there because we're the only ones doing it that way, so we should have to suffer with the extra syllables. We want to keep this. I see 2 lands and some critters, and I'm like, keep, but I should really look at this closely here. Sorry, my buttocks is getting pretty sore. Time for a break after this one. All right, we'll keep this. So how you guys liking the deck? I really dig it. I really like being able to trip rats over and over again. Well, there's a Defile target, eh? Most decks I don't want to... you want to get a 2-for-1, but against this, boy, I'm really tempted to... I'm going to try to play correctly. Try to get a 2-for-1 if they can enchant this. Just has so little to do with one's feet. It should be called handball. Yes, definitely. All right, so there's that. Now, what's going to happen here? Come on, tap that. All right. So that shows up. That's cool. I'm going to kill this instead. I was really hoping for a 2-for-1 there. My Mask of Long Grace tech. Nice to see it showing up here. That's going to... I'll do all right. Protection from our whole deck, really. But we've got edicts for that same reason. Let's go. I really like this because... we just double play mimics here, and then we've got a really nasty aerial assault going on. So hopefully ethereal armor isn't in our near future. And you know, you might think, hey, Nightsky Mimic and the Hag and Edge of Divinity, why not just make this a white deck? Or I was thinking, you know, hey, let's do a neat take on heroic where we run these creatures, but you get a lot of advantage running black. I think it's a little bit more advantageous to cheat black into the white realm with life gain and stuff than the opposite's true. Yeah, rugby, man. Whenever that's on TV, I try to watch it, and I refuse to learn the rules. I'm trying to learn the rules by osmosis and just observing and going like, can I understand that? And I've seen like 3 games, and I'm like, I don't quite get the rules yet. But it's a neat little exercise. If I was about to grab my phone and look up the and I'm like, no. That's just going to be a thing for me. I'm just going to try to deduce how to play the game over time. So maybe on my deathbed, I'll finally know how to play it, or at least think I do. Okay. Well, Deathblade showing up again. That sucks, but we've got Crypt Rats in effect. And we've got Unearth. Man, I wish Unearth would trigger the Mimic ability, but it just cheats it into play. It doesn't really do it the real way, so I'll just have to deal with that. I'm so happy to have Crypt Rats going down. 4 mana. That's why I run 20. Got 2 Bogs, so I treat it as 18 because that way we don't have those critical turns where we have to choose the Bog normally. I mean, it will happen, but as your source of mana, it's just there to bridge the gap. I guess you could lose them if you're going first in game 2. That curve is low enough if you knew for sure your opponent didn't have any sort of shenanigans at the graveyard. But I just, between Crypt Rats and such, The longer I build decks, the more mana I put in stuff. Just, it's like oil in a car or something. It's like, yeah, you got some times when it ain't all that good, but at least this way, we're going to really chew up his mana if he tries to keep this alive. We'll see. I think we have to block. Okay. Well, that was a free attack. We got 2 damage in just like that. Hey, we got a new card. I'm so glad our opponents are playing them because I'm not. The Daybreak Chimera, one of the new cards. I wouldn't recommend running any more than 2 of these in your list, but they're able to get it out for 2 mana for a 3/3. Still dies to everything that you know who does, which is let's see, we've got well, this is curious, huh? Actually, I think Unearth, Sight and Blood might be the play here. We can just kill that, but I'm really kind of more curious about killing that. Yeah, at this stage, that's kind of the way to go here. If I do kill the Chimera, he is hellbent. We could get back the other Mimic here. I think I'm going to do this. Let me do this for the damage. Just want to maximize our mana here. We've got the Crypt Rats play next turn, so this will help deal with that, in theory. Talk about Provoke. If Conor McGregor was a Magic card, he'd definitely have Provoke. Hey, that's a funny thing. There's enough UFC fans in the chat. Let's build a fake Conor McGregor in the spirit of the fight today or tonight. What would he be? He'd definitely be a creature, I would think. Actually, he might be an enchantment, right? With all the hype he generates and stuff like that. But I definitely think he should have Provoke, because he does seem to have a lot of that going on. Not sure what color he'd be. He'd very passionate, so maybe like a red. He'd probably be like that Goblin, and he'd probably have first strike, because he's definitely a great striker. But outside of that, I'm not quite sure what the scenario is here. All right, so this is another neat little. He's hellbent, otherwise I'd be afraid of Chow Mano and company. But we've got quite a few options here. I was going to play this on one of them, but they're going to get flying anyway. So I want to drop here. Make these both flying. That way I've got a blocker. Oh, no, I don't, because he's going to get in no matter what here. So I've got to be careful here. I'm going to need life. I'm glad I noticed that. Protection from black means I can't block it. So let's make this have a extra life. I wish these stacked. They don't, but we will get 5 life back and force him to have quite a few answers and put him on a 1-turn clock, or her. Never know. Soul Forged could be of any number of chromosome possibilities. Here we are. 3-10. We're going to 2-0 a heroic deck with decent draws and no screw. It's feeling all right. The faster the deck, the slower you should play. I've been trying to teach my youngest that, and myself. I miss that rule all the time. Any deck's viable or has a chance, especially if you keep that curve low enough. My youngest is starting to learn that in spades. All right. So, feels like Nils is in the house. We haven't lost yet. We're playing a pretty cool black-based enchantment deck, but I'm going to roll to Carl Weathers and a cool MTG promo. Not done in-house, but from the mothership. And I'll be back after a coffee refill and some shenanigans. Be right back after this, y'all.
I've got 5 attackers, you got no blockers, and you're dead. You need to train.
I don't need to train.
Maybe not. But you do need a training montage. To win in the arena, you have to be the arena.
Okay.
You must sharpen your skills. Here, Eat this.
That's a cauliflower.
It's a superfood. All right, come on, pump them, keep those knees going. Oh, you punch like a beetle. Now that we've covered spells, let's talk about flying.
I'm doing it wrong!
Rise and shine. It's magic time. Fire! And fire!
Done.
Sophia, don't you quit on me! Welcome to the challenge.
Rise and shine. It's magic time.
Yeah! Up that hill! Move those zombies!
Yes!
Fire! Fire! Fire!
Thank you.
Don't thank me, Sophia. The magic was inside you all along.
Hey, Pauperganda fans, thank you so much to the continued support of the people to my right. Also, if you want to have your deck played, a 10-ticket donation on Magic the Gathering Online is probably the best way to do it, as well as sending us an email to pauperganda@gmail.com. But anyway, thank you so much again for the people over here, and we'll see you next time. And we're back. Sorry for the little bit longer break than usual. Here we go. We got a creatureless hand. Not sure what we're going up against other than canines. We can draw, but I'm going to mulligan this. We're on the draw. Ugh, come on. All right, we'll keep. Get done. I have a little ray of hope in this combination happening, but it's not looking so good. Sign in Blood, I'll have something to say about that. Ooh, what a pretty land that is. Slivers. If we don't get a Crypt Rat soon, I think this will be our first loss of the day. Oh, Beckon. Maybe I should only run 3 of those for scenarios like this where we don't have any targets, but that's mostly to turn on Nightsky Mimic. Well, at least we're going to have the first fast match of the day. Actually, that last one was pretty fast. It was nice to see the new Chimera do all of nothing. I don't mean to be a downer on the format. I just, it's so, just kind of makes me giggle how giddy people get about, you know, the new cards and stuff. And it's very understandable. But in the tournament realm, it's like, boy, you got to really put on a very shrewd cap when you look at new cards. It's so rare that any of them are going to have an effect. Now, the professor had a real cool video on the Pauper cards, and his top 2 I completely disagreed with. I think after about 2 weeks, those auras that come into play at flash speed are going to go to the wayside. Just a wee bit too expensive. I know all the combos and stuff. It's very cool. I just don't think the decks that could support them right now, meaning like Boros, that it's just... We'll see maybe 1 or 2, 5-0, maybe even in the challenge, something will do okay with it. Might be wrong. We'll see. I just don't see it being that good. All right. Is this mono white slivers? What's going on here? Well, I like being able to kill lords. Yeah. This will be interesting. Got a lot of options here. I could might be best to just wait here. If I defile something, then block with Beckon because I could nick something from the graveyard. I'm not quite sure how this should go down. Let me sign in blood. Yeah, the new card smell. So says the guy always playing digital only, which is... Oh, come on, Magic. The hell. Now I got no options. Well, how's that for a decision tree? Decide to lose. We had too many lands, followed by none. Now we're not getting any again. But we are running 20 in a deck that tops out at about 3 mana, so... Come on, opponent. I notice this too against like mono black pilots. They'll chittering rats you, and then there's always that digital pause, like just to make you really feel it. It's like, come on. Hello, opponent. Their clock is moving. They don't do anything by... All right. I'll stay back. So what I was considering there is I could defile something and not kill anything really till the end of combat, because I could have then used our Beckon Apparition on our own Defile in our graveyard, turned on our 4/4 in theory, blocked a bunch, and wiped the board. Same scenario still available. Now we're hurting a little bit for mana. It's very strange they haven't played a creature yet. They're probably on white-green, and they just don't have any green yet. Okay, well now we know their removal package. Yes. Man, oh man. That card has been responsible for me stepping away from my keyboard, probably more than anything else. I don't think we've got the win here possible, guys. Let's see, we block, come up with some sort of life. I don't think we're winning this one. Might not even wanting to play that. Of course, he knows what we're on because of that. So sometimes when you have a real bad draw, you get run over, it's best to just jump to game 2 so that your opponent's a little blinded by sideboard tricks and you've got a lot better options. All right. I don't want to show them all the all the tricks. We've only got a few here. So what was that? We were fading. That was slivers. Maybe it's mono white. I highly doubt it. These might not get there. But our beckons are really dead here. And I'd much rather be able to pull journeys or creatures. Stress is so good. I've often thought in a lot of black builds, I think you should almost run these main. Just the card's almost never dead. And let's think about it. The only time this card is dead, your opponent has all lands in their hand. So you're going to win that game anyway. So, and then you get the relaxing sensation of like, hey, they drew really crappy. They have nothing. Love Crypt Rats in this scenario. I've got to hit these early and often, so I'm going to keep the Unearth option in there. This will pick up targets. This will mop up the juice afterwards. That was kind of gross, huh? All right, here we go. Yeah, Gatewarden will be all right. Don't want to overboard. I do have sweepers and 12 bits of removal. This feels all right. Yeah, we've got evasion for days outside of a journey to nowhere pull, so we'll keep it. Let's not forget we double or triple mulligan that game, so we went from no creature to no land and then just blah. So happens. Sure is a pretty hand to look at though. I mean, look at these. Really neat cards to look at. Yeah, that's pretty. Oh, Little Fight. I might need, hopefully you've got Monday off. I might be sending a script your way for some voiceover magistry, if you don't mind, my friend. I will definitely take a turn and kill that, I think. Oh, man, double edge. I don't know. Just that poison can really add up. I'm going to, as tempting as it is to get this out with a double, I mean, it can get absurd how big that thing gets. I just want to get rid of that. We're one journey away from that plan going south and then getting poisoned to death, so. I just might have a script I want you to read, bud. I just wonder if you got any time in the next few days to knock that out. All right. Well, I think I might just stick with this Edict plan. Unearth's not going to do us too much good if he's got Journey. I'm sorry. We're not the aggro here. If I've got a chance to get rid of a lord, I'm going to do it. Our opponent outside of that play. That's all right. This one's gorgeous. It's very thematic. Richard Wright. Richard Wright. Yeah, you could tell these are done by the same. Oops, these are done by the same artist. Just at a glance. Damn it. Well, I'm sure glad I killed that first poisonous critter. Is it just a repeat? Winding Way. Oh, not since Zendikar as a set like Modern Horizons had more of an impact on a format. My God, every other good card you see has this little, what would you call that? It's almost like a gorget in armor terms, the thing that protects your neck. A little, I'd point at it, but I'm using my, oh, here we go. Yeah, in armor it looks like a gorget, a little metal thing that comes up. One of the hardest pieces to make if you do make armor like I have done in the past. All right, well, I'm going to do this. And just to maybe milk out a journey, since we have another one here. Keep up on life and prevent an attack. I think if they have journey, so at least just extend the play a little bit here. I can always gift it and start flying over the top, but I'm a little worried about that poisonous thing. Life is nothing when you've got poison on the side. We've got all kinds of lords headed our way with a forest backup. Oh, no, they pitched that, so we'll see. Don't often run that commercial break with Carl Weathers. It's a bit long, but nice to have in the bag of tricks, even though it pimps out Arena a little bit. All right, let's kick off one of these. Whoop. I got another. We probably do. Oh, well, that sucks. Pacifism? What year is this? At least there's new art to look at. Kind of felt like get a moment's piece around here. That's a nice little... I like what they did there. They called back a card in the text box. That's pretty clever. Wait till you hear my exit. Shirazamon and Little Fight, I was looking at your faces all last night. One of our new commercials. I've been adjusting the top show graphics into these picture frames for the Pauper family. If you look on Facebook, you'll see an example of it. But I had to track each shot and craziness. Okay, let's see what we got here. Let me bring this out. I don't know how we're going to... And he's got another lord right behind this in flanking. So blocking is not going to be a option in our life. God, I wish we almost want to edict ourselves here. I think we just have to hope that they don't have, you know what, because I want to trip this next turn and get as much life as we can with what we have. A lot of times, too, people see this happen and they think it's permanent, so they put off to the side like, well, I'm not going to attack into a 7/7, and it resets now, and now it's just a lowly 5/4. Still pretty good. If you look real close on that picture, well, I think I used the think nothing. I know I did. My brother Semikov made the wall too, just way in the corner. Oh crap! Yeah, we're losing. I can't take. We're on a 2-turn clock here. I think maybe this scenario has happened once in my life where pacifism wins the game, but think about it, especially against a black deck, it's way better than killing the thing. This is our kryptonite for sure. Semikov with the perfect record. Yes. Almost played Burn to Death, thinking of Semikov. That's due up pretty soon. One of these weeks when I want to have a quick show. All right, we're taking 12 next turn. I wish I could kill something. All I can do is Hope for this. He's got another journey. This one's over. And what's the card we haven't seen? Crypt Rat. Of course, a few more attacks and we're not going to be able to use it anyway. But we could do it in steps, right? So if you're in the scenario, low on life, single digits maybe, you could hold down control, hit everything for 1 as long as your Crypt Rats is enchanted, gain all that life, and then trip it for the rest. Like I said, there's a lot of sneakiness in this build. But I really don't think you need Unmake in this build. Oh, that's going to do it. No amount of life's going to be able to get through that. And Pocarpo 66. It's normal. That's enchantments and Sliver. Sometimes. Yeah, not the pacifism, that's for sure. Person's probably just on a budget list, but it really shows the strength of Slivers too, where you're just like, well, you almost don't need this. 3, 6, 9. Make no mistake, I don't see a way out of this. We're going to be losing this game. It'll be our first game loss of the day, but... And there we go to 9 poison if I counted right. Hopefully I did. Yay for math. Yeah, I love what Slivers does there. It's just like, pow, just gets you. It's like, take that. All right, we'll do this just for the event of it, right? It's like, check this out. And we concede. Well, we might as well attack and see what it feels like, right? What it feels like. We tap this thing, it goes sideways. It felt great. Next. It's like, what are they going to do? Journeys, yeah. This, no. But hey, you know, this magic snobs out there, like, oh, you know, yeah, there's better options, but it worked for them. So hats off to you, doggies. They got us. First loss of the day, the Slivers. Let's just roll to the next one here. Hup. See what we can see. We'll create this one. Jump right into it here and hope for the best. Anybody having a cool brew with the new cards out there? Holler off in the chat and let us know. What sort of shenanigans. I can go over the list here while we wait for an opponent to show up. But yeah, the Gift of Orzhova with Crypt Rats. You're able to trip once a turn. The crap. Sometimes you might think that, right? You can spell it with Crypt Rats, but the Crypt Rats stay alive, and it also works with Edge of Divinity too, because that makes the backside 2, and like I said, you can start hitting for 5 pretty fast with rats. All right, we've got draw, we've got recursion, we've got evasion. We're going to keep this. Hopefully, you know, we're 1 removal spell away, but that's what Unearth is for. I really wanted to, there's a little bit of ego I had when I was looking at this list, and I was like, darn it, you know, you look at it, it just looks like it just threw a bunch of cards in there, and 4 of this, 4 of that, 4 of that, but that's really what the deck really required. I got myself, you know, 1 of this, 2 of that, just to like make it seem like, give the illusion like, oh, because of this 100th of a, nope. Sometimes that's what a deck requires. I'd urge you, if you like the style, to try it as is. I know the 4 gifts and the 4 rats seem excessive, but as we saw in games 1 and 2, it's the main style of the main reason the deck works too. So, what is this, land destruction? Wow, I love the decks we're facing today. Simic land destruction. We've got heroic Slivers with a little bit of a twist, and now we've got a Tinderwall sitting across from us. So look at this. Good news for us. We'll probably be flying over it in hopes of something better. Is it just me, or is Escape just a rehash of Delve? I thought it was more of a rehash of Retrace. I really like Escape. That's probably the best thing out of the set. Just keeps coming too. I had to double check on that. I should have had that queued up. I know I did that a few weeks ago. So what do we have here? This is a interesting scenario. All right. Well, he can sack that and probably 2 for 1 us. Well, no, that'll be a 2 for 2 us. So I'm willing to go for it. Let's see. Boop. Let's make this nice and fast. I wish this didn't go on the stack. It'd be such a neat way to keep that dude alive, but he's really flying. He's like in the ozone layer here. Should be with that face. Face only a mother could love. Creatures and spells. Yeah, I think the only spell that'll make any lists and you know, 2 or 3 months from now is going to be the Black Edict effect that gets rid of enchantments. And I don't think it's going to go on many blacklists. I'm sure it will make a few, but I actually think there's a Rakdos build out there that's going to really shine with that. Here's the card. I was talking about this and got a little bit of heat for it because I said, you know, I really like this card in some builds. Not 4 of them, but hey, a 1/3 is tough. And I keep running into this logic all the time, arguing with people. Arguing is a bit of a strong word. I just, you know, going back and forth, trying to prove my point. They see it like they see Martyr of Ash in RDW, right? It's like, oh, it's like, dude, you can attack with it. It's a creature trigger. It does all these things. And then if you want to use it, you can. That's all I'm saying about this. When this game gets long, when it's mid and you draw that 5th land, hey, look at that. Instant option, end of turn, and a good blocker. I think it's a good card. Sure, it's not going to make every list. Naturally has flying. Let's do this. Love Nice Guy, but it's hard to make this deck work. This is living right. I think so too, but so far this thing, it's been working pretty well for me. Like I said, I haven't been keeping track, but been winning so much, I've been very tempted to run this in a tournament. It's got graveyard removal, it's got mass removal, it's got spot removal, it's got life gain. Deal with a lot of stuff. And it's not your typical build where you just shove Pillory of the Sleepless and Unmake in it and a 75 that does not make. The combos are here. They happen often enough, and there's enough utility to back that up outside of that. You know, I don't like to get, I guess it would be reverse colorblind, where you're just, you know, oh, there's Orzhova colors, I've got to put it in this list. It's like, no, you don't. Edict's better. There we go. Cool. I love this. He's pitching a land. Should have been at the end of our turn, but maybe they just drew it. They're stuck on stuff. This is good times. But I call it the blightning cause for that reason. Just, you know, a lot of times people make a Rakdos deck and they just shove lightning in it. It's like, sometimes that's warranted. Most often it isn't. It's like, I don't run Branching Bolt in a deck sitting across from us, right? I mean, Branching Bolt's a great card. I think it might deserve 1 or 2 spots in a sideboard of some Gruul decks in the future builds to come. But most of you are probably looking up the card right now and being like, huh? So we could attack. This is a nice little Mimic trick here. And then once blockers are declared, we could trip and kill stuff. But hey, thank you for that. Good fight. But for the bonus now, I'm just going to do this here in case he's got some sort of you know, he is playing Tilling Treefolk mana here, so I'm going to do this main phase just to really attack hard here. Seen a lot of red here. We haven't seen much removal. So far, I'd like to see a Flame Jab in this opponent's list. It's very cool. We're seeing a Gruul list, though, right? This is just going crazy. This is nice. Coming on over 4-9. All right, so our opponent will be at 1. Let's see if we can just get a sign in blood here. Nope. All right, well, we got an end of turn Unearth. It's another thing about Unearth. A lot of lists I see run 1 or 2. I'm like, almost every list I've ever built runs at least 3, if not 4. Because of that, it's a draw. It's just like this, what is it called? O-Reed of Mountain Blaze. I'm glad we saw that, though. That was a card I was real curious about. All right, so not sure what our opponent's on. Looked like ramp. We've got little killers. There wasn't too much removal. I'm going to lose 1 of these. I'll lose 2 of these. Noticing a theme here? When in doubt, we bring in stuff so we can pull it out. Might be able to lose 1. It doesn't hit that hard, and there's so many blockers on the ground, but the combination of this happening with this early with a 4/4, it's too good to pass up sometimes. Plus, we got to, losing our Beckon Apparitions, we got to keep enough stuff here in line. Plus, two of them. We'll just treat them as they are, just meaning that they're going to be a 2/2. Didn't really see any enchantment shenanigans going on. It looked like kind of a pure Gruul deck, so I don't think Choking Sand's a bit of overkill if we did that. So I'm happy with this here. Yeah, I think that was one of the... Was that one of the first ones? Oh, yeah. I'm not too impressed with Underworld Charger. I'd just rather run Gurmag. I think there might be a deck that can keep using its... like, literally have that one creature in there and just attrition you out, but I'm not in a hurry to make it. All right. Well, we've got the combo. We haven't really seen too much. We're going to keep this. I'm going to lead off with Bog if we don't have much of an improvement here, just because I really want to hit that Rats. I sure hope that the escape mechanic doesn't go away. I like Retrace too much. Those abilities, those excuse me, too much coffee. Those Faithless Looting abilities to just pitch stuff. That's how I designed Boros Boli, was just on that eureka moment of like, wow, check this out. So a little bit hurting here for mana. Be nice if the Bog grabs something, but kind of a dead card in this matchup so far. Who knows? Maybe they're going to have a bunch of Nimble Mongooses and Werebears show up, but I'm trying Bone Splitter instead of Edge of the Divinity to avoid the 2-for-1. Says Living Riot. I'd highly recommend against that. 2-for-1s will happen. That's what Unearth is for, and you're really gutting the oomph of the deck, right? All right, let's distress. What are we going to get here? Let's look at hands. Let's make this Flame Slash, Curvix Torch. Boy, I got to give our opponent A for effort as far as just randomness here goes. And look at the top. Well, I can see this one coming a mile away. I'm going to slow roll this. I'm going to lead the Stampede. He can kill our rat. That's fine. There's no creatures we got to worry about. We're going to keep him from drawing here. That distress might technically have gotten rid of like 4 cards. And we'll bring this out. Maybe he kills it, maybe he doesn't. It'll just turn on Unearth if it goes down that way. Yeah, it's kind of like saying, you know, I want to. I don't mean to make this sound insensitive, Living Right, but it's an extreme version of what you're suggesting in my mind, where it's like, oh, I'm playing Burn, but I'm afraid of COP, so I don't want to play Lightning Bolt or Fire Blast. It's like, you got to be careful and really neuter the deck. Orcish Lumberjack, that brings me back. Looks like where I used to live now. Last time I saw that forest, it's just been so gutted. It's depressing. All right, we're going to, yeah, he's played that. Here we go. Frustration. We're not really hurting for mana here. We're definitely going to eat a Flame Slash. I don't want to use a Chainer's Edict. He's building to something, so I think I'm just going to pass the turn here. What is our opponent building to? They just really like big fireballs? Who knows? Snarch. What a strange name. Reminds me of the Snarf in don't know what we're up against, so we're going to keep our life total healthy. Hold down control, hit done, just in case they have some sort of trick to keep it alive. We'll be able to activate it again. Lion-O, says Bloody Thug. Yes, Snarf. My kids laugh at that, and they've never even seen the show whenever I do the Snarf voice. Snarch. That's awesome. Thundercats. Oh, yeah, it is like... The most sexual show of the 80s. Always uncomfortable looking back at it. It's like, as he gets more and more pumped up, his sword grows. It was like, okay, roll the commercial. What are we doing here, Orcish Lumberjack? What's going down? He's got 4 mana going up. All right. We'll head all right. Let's see what happens here. This is gone. One of these is gone. Now we just want Unearth or something. Yes, Thundercats. Any predictions out there for the UFC fight? I'm going to give my odds on there. I don't want anybody to win or lose. I want a draw. I guess that's really what I'm pulling for. I want just an amazing fight, goes crazy distance, everybody wins, and it's a draw. It's like the first time in history you'll ever hear me say that. I like both fighters for completely different reasons. You want to see Connor get stomped. I don't think you're alone on that. He's a lot more humble this time around, though, but... All right, Mr. Webabout, let's kill you before you get out of hand. I don't really mind these other guys. Boink, boink, boink. Yeah, gotta be careful. I was just gonna say, it seemed like a bit of a misplay if he can get that down. I was like, oops, missed that one. All right, punt number 2. Beat you to it. Right when I click that, I'm like, good, don't see that. He does. Lumberjack play 2. All right. Good times. The torch will have to come to the rat. Maybe they'll tap out, get overconfident. They do have a 4/4 on the field anyway, so let's go from that. Sacrifice a forest, says the Orcish Lumberjack. There's not many orcs in competitive play. They're making a bit of a rise, but what the hell is an orc, too? It's just like a goblin with a little bit more intelligence. I'm not quite sure what we're up against here. But back to the Bone Splitter question. If you're going to lose anything, maybe you shave off 1 gift and like a rat. Maybe make room for 2 if you wanted to. I still don't see the allure there. He has Lumberjack, so I like it. The stage is set. So even here, if we get a... again, number 1 thing we want to see here is Unearth. That's why we run 4. I think we took out 1, though. If memory serves... Yikes. Let me do this. Hey, Shiraz, careful what you write there. I'll hold you to it. Let's make sure not to make that same screw up. Maybe he'll eat something in his yard and we'll be able to defile. Right now, we're turning off the power of rats with Gift of Orzhova, about taking 5 a turns, nothing to sneeze at, so... Yay, I've got another thing I can kill. I think I'll let that Lumberjack live. We don't know what's in his hand here, the little 1 card, but it's all right. I think we're going to, I don't know. Defile EOT, that's 1 difference, and we can do something now. I'm going to grab it now. Huzzah! Man, we've got wings for days here. We've got a blocker. And we've got a way to get rid of stuff here. And I wish he was at like 6 card or 7 cards so we could do a little threshold trick with Beckon Apparition, but whatever. Oh, you jerk. All right. Anything we really got to worry about bringing stuff back? You know, I'm going to play this before the aha moment. This is a bluff I've been trying to show my youngest about. Sometimes you do this out of turn, out of sequence, the person, they might want to save their lumberjack, so it might save us 1 life. I'm not going to block, but the perceived misplay of timing there. Let's see if he comes over. Perfect. See, it worked. And you do the aha, you're not going to block anyway. You do it this way, you save a damage. Probably is not going to matter, but you save a damage, right? Little fight. That whole household and everybody that hears that Flame Tongue hot sauce commercial is always going, deal 4 damage to any meal. I love it. Woo! All right, so we do have a blocker. We've seen some removal. They don't have really anything here. We can unearth for you-know-who. Let's slow our roll here a little bit. Yeah, we'll go grab Crypt Rats. And I'm going to put this on here, which will stop this attack from happening too. If they can deal with this, we're dead anyway. But I've got to block the Aware Bear. So we're just going to hang back here. Double gifts. That's an option. I don't know if that would trigger twice. Any rules gurus out there know for sure? That'd be interesting. Anyone know? I mean, I could try it. If you trip the rats with double gifts, do you get double gifts? Maybe we should rename the deck Christmas. It's Christmas morning, I tell ya. Yikes. Well, let me do this now. Because we will, done. So now we're at 8, feeling all right. We can't really do much of anything else here. We might as well double gifts. We're going to do this just to get him, maybe he's playing Firebolt. I don't know. I'm just doing this so that I get 3 more life when I attack. Okay. Distress is dead in our hand at this stage of the game. They're probably going to play anything they have. We really don't want to see another Flame Slash here. Alright. All of a sudden we're at 11 life. Where'd that happen? Crypt Rats that don't die is incredibly nasty. Even when they do die with a effect like that. I remember that, Chris? I did the Vampiric Link trick for the first time against you. I think you had like 3 or 4 creatures out, and we both, I think we were on Skype, and we both were like, holy crap! Just like, why is not everybody doing this? I think this is kind of an upgrade, though, with the granted evasion and stuff. Uh-oh. Well, we can still gain a lot of life here, and then we can do it all over again. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to attack first. We'll go to 10. We're going to gain a lot of life here, guys. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 life, and then we're going to take 3. So technically, I think that's what we're going to do here. I guess we should wait till their turn. Triple gifts. And from the jaws of defeat, you see? We were completely lost on this. Swamp Walk? What on earth? Well, alright. Let's do this. I'm not going to hit control because I could lose our dude. Alright. I think we're supposed to gain 1. Alright, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18 minus 3, which should probably go up to 25. If it's more than like 25, then we know the double gifts work. Let's see. Watch the number on the left side of the screen, folks. Step right up. Put your wager in. Triple or nothing to the man in blue. Did it work? Seems like it went up even higher than 25. But now we're at 30. That feels pretty good. And we can just do it again. Zip, boom, bing, pow. So you've got to really kind of reverse engineer what you've thought about Crypt Rats. You usually see them as just this, you protect it, you play a few of them, wait till you can do it. Not in this deck. You throw them out there, you bring them back, and they're kind of your alt-win condition. And because of things like a lack of Bone Splitter, if I do have the, where is it? Did we even draw it? No, we haven't even drawn it yet. See, a Bone Splitter here is dead if we didn't have the gift, but the enchantment puts the Crypt Rat at 2 toughness, and so we can wipe stuff and do multiple things. So, I mean, we can just do it here, right? It pulls him out of combat. We gain life. Instead of taking 2, our guy lives. He's got to regenerate. Oh, he didn't see it. All right. Well, or that. But if they regenerate it, knocks him out of combat, and we're good to go there too. So I think we just win here. Got him down to 5, and then we just trip it. All right. Okay. So I'm going to play, what was that? What were we placing there? RG, I'll just call it. Gonna roll to a commercial here, guys. Be back in just a sec.
The object of this challenge is to get across the obstacle course of challenges without getting
Dashed to death.
Well done, Ken. Thank you. And this is Jack Blackman, who's giving everything he's got for the organ donors. He stumbles there.
He's a college dude, right?
Right you are, Ken. In fact, he's an organ exchange student. After a lifetime of chain smoking, he received a fresh set of lungs from a Himalayan Sherpa.
Well, but at the end of the semester, the lungs must be returned, and he's back on the ventilator.
Student loans are serious business, Ken.
Hey, this guy's looking really good.
Indeed, he set an excellent pace. And there he goes, clambering easily through the spongy bricks.
Wow.
Their blue color is deceiving, Ken. They're a lot harder than they look. And here he goes, moving nimbly past the nards of doom.
There he is. Look at him, he just roughly handles those balls. He's got the rope in hand, and he's going! What a loser.
Oh, indeed. And speaking of losers, there's Minnie Pfister. She's a compulsive gambler and chip handler from the Chachinga Indian Reservation Casino. And there she goes, and oh my!
Damn, I had 20 bucks on her.
And here's Kip Smith.
What'd he say?
No idea, Ken. Kip's a tongue donor.
Well, how does he lick stamps?
That's what emails for, Ken. Oh, he takes it on the head.
Hey, Pauperganda fans, thank you.
Get swamped with horror as Pauperganda Studios presents all the classic horror films from the legendary Bojuka brothers. First, the 70s masterpiece Howl from Beyond. Then, the fan favorite, The Faceless Butcher. Plus, the cult classic Undying Evil. Followed by non-stop horror like Innocent Blood, Grim Harvest, Bloodseeker, Evil Presence, Twisted Abomination, and many more. A murderous mayhem marathon, Rakdos style. Don't miss Pauperganda's horror galore. Coming soon.
She's a wolf in mouse clothing. The mouse's ghostly howl stakes claim to
Attention Pauperganda Knights! Show your love of all things Pauper with our Ultra Deluxe Playmats. And true to our Pauper roots, the glorious artwork is 100% free.
Trying to give these guys everything they can get to me, and that's it.
Just send an email to pauperganda@gmail.com with the subject 1, 2, or 3, and we'll send you the playmat file for free.
I gotta read it again because my mind is just a piece of shit this morning.
All you need to do is visit our friends at inkgaming.com. Order yours today.
Alrighty, we're back, everybody, for the last round of this week's Pauperganda, playing a cool black new take on a kind of an Orzhova sort of a gift strategy. A lot of interesting angles there. Just wanted to point out, yeah, with the Edge of Divinity, you've got to, as our opponent shows up. That also trips the rats, meaning you can keep the rats alive for a 1 activation there. So I was trying to, I don't know if I made myself clear on that before or whatnot. So here's another, I don't mean to beat this to death, but just here's another scenario where it's just like, definitely going to want this over just your typical, any deck can run Bone Splitter. Maybe you can find a spot for it. I'm just arguing against replacing Edge of Divinity. We're going to keep this. Great card in this list. So many of your creatures just get obscenely big and really forces your opponent to have the answer now. So anyway, sorry for the little horror scare there. Again, that's one of the few things. I think I might want to do an edited version of that. I don't know if it'd be any fun or good. Just viewers get younger and younger, so I try not to air that without the little caveat at the top, and also with and not that great of amounts. So we'll see. Oh boy, do we walk into it? I say we do. Nah, that's Sign in Blood. I don't want to get 2 for 1 here. All right, well, now we've got the Unearth at least, so we'll get 2.5 for 1 at least. You're gonna let us get 1 of our life back? Is it worth it? Okay, good. Hey, we saved a 2 for 1 and we stopped Mana Screw. In theory, anyway. This is the scenario I was telling you about at the top of the show. Not doing too great against this style, just meaning mono black. It's about 50-50. All the other matchups, surprisingly good game against Tron so far. Faced that about 3 times during the course of the week, but we're going to get ratsed here. Good. His little brother shows up. That's much better. I think we're going to just Defile Edge this, right? Let's get rid of the creature combos. I don't think we really have to worry about Defile there. Let's slow my roll on that a little bit here. Let's cast this on here just to get rid of out of Edict bait effects here. Oh, not quite sure what I should really target here. I actually think I'm going to target this. This will trip this, get us our evasion. Now we've got 2 problems and a good blocker. Let's rock like this. I was considering the other play because we could bog their graveyard, but this scenario, I'm not going to. Yes, the Dr. Odd. Bit of a different take on it. I don't run Pillory. I don't run on Make. I'm just using stuff that works mostly through the engine of Crypt Rats with any sort of defensive boost. Even 1 is enough to activate multiple times. Once on your turn, once on theirs, and it's good times to go. I'm actually going to lose this. That's definitely the better card of the 2. And as we get eviscerated on our side of the board, that's fine. We've got Chainer's Edicts of our own. Let's see what we draw here. Well, that's no fun. Nightsky Mimic's definitely going to want to come back here. Let's do this now. Our stuff's probably not going to live. I want to keep that Defile for our quick little emergency trick. Thank you, Dr. Odd. Appreciate it. Like I said, there's been probably 2,000 versions of this since, what was it, Eventide or Shadowmoor came out. I'm not saying mine's right. For my playstyle, it sure is. I really like it. It's, like I said, this and this. You've just got to unlearn what you know about Crypt Rats. You throw them out there, you unearth them, and then, boy, you start once on my turn, once on your turn. It's a lot of life. What do you say, folks? Do we go for it? We've already seen one disfigure. We've seen a verdict. Let me just Edict here. Nope, no cottage. Got 4 Unearths for that reason. I want my creatures to come back now. I did have it, and then I switched it with Bog. Hey, I feel like a genius today because I didn't do that. So good times. All right, it's dead. Boy, verdicts, edicts, defiles. Whew. I just get rid of that card at all costs. Get. All right. this scenario, they might have duress main, so I'm going to throw that on top. Okay. I'll throw this out here with no worries because we're running 4 Unearth, so go ahead and kill it. We're more likely to draw the option there. It's probably a verdict coming our way. Yep. I play too much of this game, I tell you. Hey, this will be the last game of the day, folks, so thank you for joining me on this Saturday. Now you got plenty of options when it comes to watching stuff on Twitch or YouTube and stuff, but thank you for joining me. Please spread the word. Pauperganda, it's all about quality here. We got a lot of new skits coming up in the next few weeks. It's been a bit of a drought on my end just because my edit bay has been compromised by my oldest being home for the holidays, but he's leaving, and so actually most of my Martin Luther King Day will be spent editing. But it's going to be fun stuff, so Pauper Saturdays is a little fight. And we're getting rat locked here. That's where another one drops in. I'm going to concede here because we've only got about 3 turns. I sure wish Gift of Orzhova worked like Armadillo Cloak does. This deck would probably, because that would between, I mean, we've got 12 removal effects if you don't even count Rats in Chainer's Edict and Defile. Throw in Rats and Unearth in there, you've got like 20, and then if that was a defensive boon, oh my gosh, it'd be pretty hard to even. Bad case of the chits. Oh, that's a great one. I wish we had more long-winded skits where we could have entire phrases, but I need to write that one down, Dr. Odd. That's a... It's rare that I do laugh out loud, but that one you got me on. I just want to go to the doctor and make something up. Be like, so what do you think's bothering you today, sir? I got a bad case of the chits. Sounds like something Little Fight and I would eventually come up with one or too many in us. Okay. Well, this is a one where I do like Oona's Gatewarden. This trades with every black creature there is, or it eats their removal. So I'm going to bring in all 4 of those. I do like these. I'm going to take out 3 of these. I love these. Take out 1 of these. And I'm going to take out 1 of each of these just because I don't want to get rat locked. I'll keep our curve really low so we don't get kind of hung up on that scenario. Could bring in Okiba-Gang. It's a nice little aha, but you can almost feel like you got 3 for 1 and bringing your stuff back. It gets killed. You're down a creature. They don't lose their stuff. That part can get a little overwhelming. So I'll bring in, I think 2 distress will be all right. I don't know. I'm tempted to bring in the Rats package again. Let me go like this. Well, no, we don't have that, do we? Beckon App. Almost never want to take out. I can't really think of a matchup where I want to take out my Rats. I just want to see them that much. The deck runs really heavy. It's the plan B, right? Nightsky Mimic combo, great. 7/7 in the air, wham! Or 4/4 hag on the ground with lifelink, wham! That doesn't work. Your probability is that you're looking at Crypt Rats and you're able to nibble and keep it alive. It's like a Pestilence engine in 1 card when you can enchant it defensively. Yes. All right. Cool hand. How cool would this be if this was Orzhova colors, right? It trips the Mimic, but for right now, we're just going to have to keep it this. Bad case of the chits. I call my insurance provider and be like, hey, does this cover chits? Excuse me, sir? I got a bad case of the chits. I like it. Thank you for that. Picatron. I don't like that name. Picatron. Anytron. I don't want Anytron. Come on up. Let's go. Right now we're 3-1. If this mattered. I've had a lot of rogue decks, though. No offense to the RG player. That one didn't look too finished, but you never know. Maybe it's the next big thing. Who am I to say? Okay. Man, every time I see that snow-covered swamp, reminds me of the Thing from Carpenter, whose birthday was yesterday. John Carpenter. Very, very good composer. known as a director, but man, does he write some good music. We just heard some of it in the Halloween theme in that horror spoof that we did with about 15,000 magic cards mentioned in one spot. I think that gets us second place. The only thing that beats that as far as sheer volume of Pauper name drops is the Pauper County Fair spot that we did. My goodness, that one's just all over the place. All right, we're a little afraid of a shrivel or nausea effect here. Gary goes in the yard. Yuck. Who wants to see that artwork, right? Well, you know, because of rats and stuff, I just want to... We're just going to do this. We're probably not going to have a Mimic next turn, but we are going to have a lot more life. And they're going to have a lot less. It's a lot of damage, folks. It's 5. They don't have an answer right now, or if it's an Edict. Gatewarden. I mean, have you ever seen artwork depict the mood a card brings better than this? Just like, sure, come on over and attack me. I got you right here. There we go. No Defile. Don't have it. Don't have it. Woohoo! Another creature, please. All right, well, there's our Defile. Man, it'd be so nice to have Beckon Apparition here. We could nix the Chainer's Edict, keep our dude alive, and hit harder. Maybe we're going to get a bad case of the chits. Okay. Given the mana curve here, I'm real tempted to Defile here, but I'm actually going to Edict because we might be able to go Hellbent, and I really like that, so we don't get a bad case of the chits. Dang it. I'll do this. Doc, you got something about my chits. So you got like Unearth here? What's going on? Ooh, that's mean. Well, all right. I'll lose one if you lose one. I've gained a lot of life, though. Let's do this. So we'll at least reduce some chits. The Battle of Removal. It'd be very cool if I were able to pull this off. All right. I'm going to kill that, and then we're going to eat his yard. Hopefully we can just drop a creature. Keep things rolling here. What on earth? Okay. No, I'll do it. There's no Gary in your future other than the one that doesn't cost much mana. Boink! No chits for you. Really didn't want to draw land there, but alright. Chit. Almost read. I don't the bad case of the chits again. Of course, it's not when we have Defile, it's when we have a land. 2, 4, 6. Good news is we can get rid of a bad case of the chits with a little bit of Edict Elixir. Available at all fine Sin Gear superstores. Take that, you selfish Gary bastard. I know you're just trying to build up. It's like, come on, I want devotion. I want it. You ain't gonna get it. Alrighty, well that sucks. Now that might be an inclusion that we could put in the sideboard. I'm not quite sure against what. We seem to have enough draw. Yeah, let's put that on there. That'd be great. Now, if we get a bad case of the chits, this is gonna suck. Now, to play devil's advocate, I know it's a little hard on the Bone Splitter mention. I was just trying to give examples of why I wouldn't do that, or if you did want to put it in there, what I wouldn't lose over edge. This is a scenario you can point back at me and go, well, what about when they play Chittering Rats over and over again and you're stuck holding edge and your only option is to enchant their creature and make it better? Okay. I think if you look at any broken clock, you know, it's right twice a day. There's going to be scenarios where that happens. This is one of them. And this is double pie in the face here. But let's also remember, it's the same sort of reason that we're at 24 life and able to do this, but our opponent's going to really outdraw us here, and if we get a bad case of the chits here, it's going to be a real bad case. It's going to be like the kind that's impervious to antibiotics. Here comes Gary. Life redeemed, nullified, chitty chitty bang bang. Man, I really hate losing to Chittering Rats. This is going to sting. does feel like this. Oh God. The only thing that could make this funnier is if this was a real tournament and we were having this kind of luck while paying for it. This is what's always happened, right, Shiraz? Where at the top of the show, I'll say what the deck's against, and that's what we end up facing. And then not only do we face it, but we just face incredibly bad luck. 3 draws in a row of a card that we have 4 of. I forget who was mentioned in the Bone Splitter, but there you go. There's enough aha on the chitty edge. This is a pretty chitty game right now. Getting real chitty luck. And they're pausing. See, I think that's just a prerequisite when you play that. You're just like, oh, I'm sorry, it's my turn. Yes. Here, let me let you see that card again. And the artwork's nice, but oh, don't have it. Okay, there's 4 coming down. All right, well, at least we're gonna have a Gary death. Could be at least the new artwork. Come on. I can't really see a scenario here where we win this off here. So, all right. Well, you know what? We know they've probably got Defile by now. So let's at least get rid of our hand and see how big we could have gotten this. Because they're gonna attack. Let's see, 2, 4. That's 6. It's lethal. We've got to at least do this here. We could have chainers, but what? They lose a witch, and it's over. I'm just curious if they don't have Defile. Of course they do. It would have just been neat to see. I know we lost that game regardless, but it would have been neat to see how big we could have got that. I'm sure I can figure it out. All right. Good job, opponent. I'm not going to let you give me a case of the chits. Bam. Yeah, to steal back the crown. Dr. Odd, that's a good point. But ask yourself this. Why not just run Gingerbread Man, right? Or the Ginger Brute. You can make it unblockable, and it gains life. And you can put it in any deck. So very cool stuff there. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go over the deck list here real quick, just in case. I think there's going to be quite a few people that want to play this one. I really highly recommend it. I do recommend it for tournament play, as is. I don't think you're going to 5-0 multiple times, or it's not the next great thing, but it holds its own. And why does it hold its own? You've got a sweeper. You've got a nice little combo lock with gaining a lot of life every turn and keeping Crypt Rats alive. Have I beaten that horse to death enough? With Edge of Divinity, which we saw plenty of last game, you can always throw that on this, and that's 1 a turn that you can just wipe. So you really want to see elves and such going on there, because you've got the early removal in this, you've got the inevitable removal here, you've got card draw, here technically. You've got graveyard removal and bog in this main, so that gives you a lot of game against Tron. You usually don't need it though, because this is usually like a 4-4, or this is a 7-7, and you're good to go. And if not, this is good against Tron too. After all, they are trying to recursion loop combo things like walls and mold drifters and stuff, so you've got kind of an uncountable thing in that when it comes out, and then you can play it again with Unearth. In our sideboard, I run all 4 Distress, which we saw a lot of coming in today. Might be able to make room for these main, I don't know. We'll see. If this was Orzhova colors, very cool. If I was going to run anything, you know what? I think I just saw an error, because I was just talking about that Blightning thing. Distress is nice. Oh no, I didn't see an error. Duh. Just because they're Orzhova colors, I thought they were shared mana, but I was just thinking of Castigate. But don't do that. Don't shove white in this list and try to make just so Castigate works. These work because they're either or, they're not and. Not either. I phrased that wrong. Don't sue me. Anyway, Choking Sands picks up where Tron leaves off, or any other thing that really relies on piling up, free from the real, that sort of thing. Tendrils of Corruption, obviously good against view decks. Okiba-Gang, you might consider, because of how much life gain we have main, getting rid of Tendrils and running all 4 Okiba if Tron's very heavy in your area, or you run into a lot of control builds and stuff. In order to Gatewarden, it's just a nice little catch-all. People don't want to attack you. Buys you a turn so that you can go grab Crypt Rats, so you can enchant it, so you can start tripping it both turns and bringing it back to life and having all kinds of good stuff. So anyway, guys, that's my deck Crypt Gift. Supporters at my Buy Me a Coffee page got to see this a few days early. Now you've all seen it. I'm going to be sharing a list, usually free-for-all and stuff like that, but I got to give our supporters a nod here and there, or a little head start and stuff like that. So yes, Castigate's cool, but yeah, I thought I caught myself going, oh wait, but I was like, no, you have to play white if you play Castigate. I was like, because at first I thought, how could I have missed that? But I didn't, so joke's back on. Anyway, guys, thanks for joining me. Let a Fight, Shiraz, thanks for hanging out. As always, we will see you next week on Pauperganda. Until then, enjoy. We've got a little ninja ceremony coming up. Yeehaw!
Lenses welcomes you to a place you can see magic happen. Utilizing Urz's blueprints, the pieces of the puzzle come together with a quality that is second to none. From our patented millstone polishing technique to our dignified use of stonehorn, our lenses bend both light and mana. First exams are free. Prismatic lenses.